everybody, welcome to Uncle Dave's Brigade. If you're new here, I'd like to talk to you about how I do things. I played the video all the way through. Everything I've heard or play here, I've heard before. I just comment on how it got written, why, by who, and just little tidbits of history and that kind of thing. So today we've got Foreigner, Feels Like the First Time. One of my favorite groups, and this is a hit. This is their debut hit. When they first started back in the 70s. So this is off their first album, and this was a big hit for them, and it was a flop at first, but they revived it and got it back up there, and we'll talk about that later. Well, let's get to it. If you like this kind of content, hit like, subscribe, post notification bell. Let's get into the song and go. Mick Jones, Lou Gramm,
I would climb any mountain, sail across the stormy sea, if that's what it takes me, baby, to show how much you mean.
All right, that was a great song by them. It was their initial debut hit, like I mentioned, written by Mick Jones, who's the lead guitarist there. And he said that he wrote this after coming out of a divorce, and he had met a new lady in France, and he said that it just revived him in such a way that it basically inspired him to write a song that it feels like the first time that he's been in love, is what that means. And it just refreshed him and got it, inspired him to write this song. Now, Lou Gramm, the lead singer, he's multi-talented, and he can do a ballad, he can do a hard rock song, he can do just about anything. He came to the band when Mick was forming it, and Mick said that he had interviewed about 50 different singers, and then he's heard Luke Graham, and he said it clicked. He said that was the voice that he wanted for Foreigner, and it was a great choice because they had a lot of hits. I just heard today, this is 2024, they are finally being introduced into or inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame after all these years, finally. And this is coming up in a couple of months here. But it's been a long, hard-fought thing for them to be inducted. A lot of politics is in that decision and that kind of thing. So, but nevertheless, they got there, and they deserve to be there. And I'm so glad that they're in it now. I mean, that fight and that battle is over with. So anyway, I will do a lot more Foreigner. I've done a few more Foreigner songs before. Look up here, you may see a card go by or an end screen at the end of the video, and I'll have other Foreigner songs that I've done. So if you have any suggestions, recommendations, or anything like that, put them below in the comments. I'll be glad to try to get to it. And hit like, subscribe, join, and post notification bell so you don't miss anything I put out. Look forward to your suggestions. Thanks a lot. Come back and see me. Don't forget to be good to each other out there and be good to yourself, okay? Bye.